started recording.
Okay.
Okay, today we are going to see about Selenium IDE.
Okay.
So before that, I will tell you the Selenium components. Okay, so it will be useful for you.
Okay.
So there are 4 components in Selenium. So first is IDE, second RC, third WebDriver, fourth grid. Okay. So first, right, IDE is an integrated development environment. So there are some advantage and disadvantage in each of the tools. Okay, so each of the component. Selenium has only these 4 components. If you are familiar with WebDriver, right, so you can easily automate your script. So advantage of IDE is it is used to record and playback. You can record the script. Okay, so whenever you want you can execute it. Suppose if you are going to fill some form or you are going to test some application, so it is enough to record and whenever you want you can play back that. So it is an add-on for Firefox. It supports only Firefox. You cannot even install the IDE in some other browser. It is compatible only for Firefox. And you can convert the recorded into some programming language. You can easily identify the locators by using the IDE. So these are all advantage in IDE. So the disadvantage is like you cannot populate dynamic data. It will not support any other browser. You cannot execute it using for loop or some conditional statement. You cannot use it. Okay. So do you have any doubt in this IDE?
No.
Okay. So RC is remote control. So the advantage is like when compared to IDE, right? So it will support all the browser. It will support all the OS, all the operating system. It will support 6 programming language. So you can choose any one of your programming language to automate Selenium. So the 6 programming language are PHP, Word, Python, Ruby, C Sharp, and Java. In addition to that, it will support JavaScript also. You can choose any one of the language and you can automate Selenium. So the workflow of remote control is like if you will be having some Java file, okay. From the Java file, right, your execution will go to the Selenium server. Selenium server is an intermediate which is used to start the RC execution. Okay. So from this Selenium server, right, your browser will be launched. So this is the browser. Okay. So this is the workflow diagram of the RC. It requires Selenium server to run the script. Okay. The Java code will be converted into JavaScript using Selenium server, and from that your browser will be initiated. Because browser can understand only scripting language. It can understand either JavaScript or VB script. So what the Selenium server is doing is it will convert the Java code into JavaScript. From that it will initiate the browser. So Selenium server will convert Java code into JavaScript. Okay. So do you have any doubt in this?
No.
Okay, fine. Okay. So the disadvantage of the Selenium remote control, right? So what is the disadvantage is like we need to start the server each and every time. Okay, so this is the main disadvantage in Selenium RC. So just consider an example like if you want to execute a script at night, like 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock. Okay, you are scheduling the script at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock. At that time, your server needs to be up and running. Okay, if your mission got restarted at 8 or 9 o'clock, so at that time, if your server got shut down, then the auto schedule like 11, it will not run the script. Okay, the server will be started in command prompt. So in that mission, right, the command prompt should be open and the server should be in up and running. Otherwise, your script will not execute. This is main drawback in Selenium RC. Okay.
Okay.
So do you have any doubt in this?
No.
Okay. Selenium server is main drawback. Okay, RC. So to overcome this, right, they are moving into WebDriver. So in WebDriver, you will not have any Selenium server. But similarly, RC, it will support all the browsers, all the OS, 6 programming languages, all the things are same as RC, but you will not have any intermediate server for communication to the browser. Okay, that is the main advantage. Here they are maintaining drivers for each and every browser. Okay, so for Firefox, it is Firefox driver. So Chrome driver, and IE Internet Explorer driver. So similarly, Safari, Android, iOS, you will be having the Android driver, iOS driver. In RC, right, RC will not support the mobile application. That is also a drawback in RC. Okay, so it will support mobile application. Mobile automation. Okay, so for Android, right, you will be having that Android driver, and iOS driver. Okay. The communication of web browser will be like this. So you will be having the Java file, and from that Java file, right, it will directly launch the browser. Okay, there is no intermediate server between Java file and the browser. And the execution in RC and WebDriver, it will be sequential execution. The script will run one by one after completion of each and every script. Yeah. Do you got it?
Yeah.
Okay. So the disadvantage of WebDriver is like you cannot run the script in parallel. Parallel execution is not possible. This is the main drawback in WebDriver. Okay. So to overcome this, right, we are using grid. So grid, it is parallel execution. The disadvantage is like you cannot run the dependent cases parallelly. So the code, right, a code may be either in RC or WebDriver, but the way of execution only we are going to change in grid. The code wise you will not face any changes in grid. Okay, your code will be either you can write the code in RC or WebDriver, but the execution of that code, it will be happen parallel. Okay. The workflow of that grid is like you will be having one Java file, and at that time you can launch n number of browsers. You can even launch various combination of browsers. Okay, so here one browser, here one browser, here one browser. Okay, here I have launched 4 browser. So this is called parallel execution. Suppose if you are having 10 script, each and every script the execution time is like 5 minutes. Okay, so the total execution time of the entire script will be 50 minutes if you run in either RC or WebDriver. But when you split those 10 cases parallelly, right, first set of 4 cases will launch parallelly. It will take entire 5 minutes. And after completion of each and every script, right, next script will be executed. So other script will be in queue. Okay. So once the browser got closed, then next script will launch automatically. So that is the parallel execution. So when you run the 10 cases in parallel, you will be getting around 15 or 20 minutes total execution time. You are reducing from 50 to 15. Okay, so that is the main advantage in grid, using grid. Okay.
Okay.
So do you have any doubt on this?
No.
No, right. Okay. Shall we continue with some component?
Yes, please.
Okay, fine. So in Selenium, right, only these 4 components are available. Okay, and I will be going to show you the first component, IDE, how it works. Okay, so do you tried any script, any recorded playback using IDE component?
No.
No, right. So have you seen that tool,
Selenium 2.
Selenium IDE?
No.
Okay, fine. I will show you how to download, okay, and from where you can download and how to execute the script, all those things. Okay, here, right?
I think I
You
have Selenium downloaded on my system. Is it
sorry.
from? I think I have Selenium downloaded on Eclipse.
You are speaking about Eclipse, right?
Sorry?
In Eclipse, you integrated the Selenium code.
In Eclipse? Sorry, come again.
In Selenium, right? Have you integrated the Selenium code in Selenium Eclipse?
Yes.
Okay. Do you try it by your own?
No, I just follow a manual.
So from the internet, you just followed and installed in the Eclipse.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So that step will be on next. Okay. The first we saw IDE, right? Integrated Development Environment. So I will tell
Okay.
you that IDE, how to use that, what are all the things that can be done in IDE.
Okay.
So seleniumhq.org is a professional website for Selenium. You can download any downloads from this website, and you can read the documentation from this website. Okay, this is the professional site for Selenium. If you click this download, right, you will be seeing the download options for each and every things like Selenium server, Selenium IDE. So all the downloads will be available in this web page. Okay. So now you want to use Selenium IDE. So if you go down right here, you can find Selenium IDE. Okay, so you need to open the Firefox browser and you need to load this website. So here in Selenium IDE, right, you just need to click this link from addon.mozilla.org. If you click this link, right, so you will be seeing the add to Firefox. Okay, so if you click this add to Firefox, then it will ask for install. Okay, so if you give install, then your browser will get restart. So after restarting your browser, right, you can see Selenium IDE in your browser.
Okay.
This is how you need to download Selenium IDE in your system. It will support only Firefox, right? So you can download using Firefox. So now you can see the Selenium IDE icon here, Selenium. So is it visible?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you click this icon, right, you will be seeing the window. This is the Selenium IDE window. Okay, so here, right, this is the base URL. So let me just record one sample website and execute it. So for that, first what you need to do is you just need to on this Selenium IDE. In default it is a record button. In default it is enabled. Okay, if you don't want to record the things, you can just off this button. This is on and this is off. In default it will be on. So what are all the actions you are performing in the browser, right? Each and everything will be recorded in the Selenium IDE. So first let me type some URL in the browser like seleniumhq.org. Okay, seleniumhq.org. This is my first operation. Okay, so next I am going to click the download link. Okay, this is my second operation. So first I have loaded the Selenium HQ URL in the browser, and second I just clicked the download link. After that, right, I am typing something in the text box. This is my third operation. Okay. After that, I am giving go. This is my fourth operation. Okay. So all those operations will be recorded in Selenium IDE. If you see here, right? So open. First I open the URL. It will be placed in the base URL. This is the URL which I typed in the browser. Okay. Then second thing is, like, I have clicked this download link in Selenium HQ website, right? So the second operation has been recorded here. And the third thing, I typed some text in the text box, like test. It is recorded here. And the fourth operation is the submit of go button. Okay, so all those operations are recorded in Selenium IDE. Okay, so do you have any doubt up to this?
No.
Okay, fine. And you can say, so this is the play button. Okay, now I am going to play this recorded thing. If you click this, right, you can see in background that what are all the things which we recorded, it is executed. So do you monitor that Firefox?
Yeah, what?
You just see the Firefox. I'm going to run the script.
Okay.
So it is loading, right? It is loading and it is clicking and it is typing and it is going to the Google page. Do you observe that?
Yeah, but it's a little bit fast.
Okay, here is the control. You can make your execution slow. Okay, so here you have a adjustable bar, right? Here you can adjust the thing. So now I adjust and kept us slow. So if you click that button, right, all the operation will be performed very slowly. Okay, downloads, type and click on go. So do you understand it?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, fine. And this button is to play the current test case. This button is to play entire test case. Here, this is the test case. Okay. Suppose if you want to add more number of test case, you need to right click that and you need to give new test case. Okay. So if you create new test case, right, two test case has been added here. Okay.
Okay.
And here if you see in the run, right, it is showing 1 and the failure is 0, meaning that one test case has been executed and there is no failure in that. Okay, so if I click this button, entire suite will run, two test case will run. Okay, so then you can see the runs 2 and failure 0. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, this is how you need to run more number of test cases. And you can save this by using save test case. Okay. So in desktop I am saving something called Selenium ID. Okay. So now I am closing that IDE. Okay. So if I open the Selenium IDE, right, it will be blank. It will not show any recorded test cases. Okay. Suppose if you want to execute the test case which you have already recorded, then you can go to File, Open. You can browse the recorded test case. You have recorded Selenium IDE, right? So here you can see the selenium IDE.html. If you open this, all the things which you have recorded will arrive here. So then if you click that button, it will run. This is called record and playback.
Okay.
Okay. So let me explain the other options available in Selenium IDE. So this is the control for execution of the script. This button will run entire test cases. This button will run only one current test cases. Okay. And if you are running something, you can pause here. So pause button will be enabled if you run the test case. Okay. So after that, if you pause the script, right, you will be seeing two buttons like resume and step. So these two buttons will be useful for the debugging. Okay, if you click step, it will execute the next line. So similarly, it will execute each and every line so that you can easily debug the script where it got failed. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And here you can see the command target and value. Three text boxes are there. Here you can see the drop down which has all the Selenium commands which will support for Selenium IDE. Okay. You can choose your own command from here and you can execute it. So suppose if you take this, right, type is the command for typing the text box. So id equal to q. Yesterday we saw the locators concept, right? In that locators, the text box will have some attributes, right? So id equal to q is one of the locator for the text box, and test is the value which we are going to type on the text box. Okay, so all these things will be recorded in Selenium IDE. So now you are clear, right? Why we saw HTML, CSS, locators so far.
Yes.
So to understand the website knowledge, right? So we learned HTML, CSS, and locator is to handle the components which is present in the website. Okay, this is the reason which we saw HTML, CSS, locators, all the things in previous class. Actually here it is recorded automatically, but you should uh, write by your own. So that is what yesterday we saw, like how to write the export, how to find the ID, name, class name, tag name, everything.
Okay.
Okay. So and few options are available in Selenium IDE, like you can convert this script into any of the language. Like if you go to the options, here you will be seeing the format. Okay. In this format, you can convert your script to any of this language format. And now I am going to convert this into Java J4 WebDriver backed or WebDriver. So if you click this one, right, then your code will be converted into Java. This is the Java code for the recorded script. Okay, so if you copy this script and paste it in Java file and make some setup to execute the file, then the script will run in Java file. So Selenium WebDriver code is ready for Java test. Okay.
Okay.
Any doubt in this?
No.
Okay. So and few other option like you can identify the locator, like if you click this select button, okay, so it will record some locators. So let me explain the find button first. So yesterday in class we saw the locators, right? Suppose if you write the locator here and if you click find button, if the locator is present in the website, then it will be highlighted. Okay, so suppose in this Google page, right? So just I am seeing the locator for the text box. Okay, so inspect element. So can you please tell me what is the locator for the text box?
ID
Okay.
GSC dash I dot ID1.
Okay, this is the locator for the text box, right? So ID equal to GSC hyphen I hyphen ID1, right?
Yes.
Okay. If I click find, it will highlight that text box. So you can see here. So if you see the text box, just to see the text box, I will be clicking the find button. Okay. So the text box is highlighted, right?
Yes.
So meaning that your locator is correct. If you give some other locator which is not present in the website, so in the log, right, you will be facing some issue. Is saying, right, locator not found. So by this you can easily identify whether you have written proper locator or not. Okay. So can you please tell me the locator for this search button?
Value. Sorry. Class
Okay.
equals GSC dash
Okay.
button.
Okay. Here they have given some class, right? So the class there we will be writing as class name, right? Locator.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me write the class name here and we'll see. I think the class name, tag name, right? So these are all locators available in Selenium WebDriver. Okay, so that locator you cannot use in IDE. Class name, tag name, link text, partial link text, few locators you cannot use in Selenium IDE.
Okay.
Okay, so you can use ID, name, CSS, and XPath. These four options can be used in Selenium IDE.
Okay.
Okay. So okay. So the select button here, right? So if you click this select button, okay, and if you click that component, any of the component in the website, so just if you want to take the export, if you want to take the locator of the about this line, right? So you need to click there. Okay, so what will happen is like it will record the locators here. So it is suggesting 5 locators. You can use any of these locator so that you can easily identify the particular element in the website.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Okay, suppose if I am going to use this one and if you give find, right, so it is highlighting there, right?
Yeah.
So meaning that the locator is correct. So you can use this locator for your scripting.
Okay.
Okay. So this is how you need to use Selenium IDE. Do you have any doubt in this Selenium IDE?
No.
Okay, fine. So today we will stop here.
Okay.
Okay. So you just learn the things what we saw so far. So HTML, CSS, locators, Selenium IDE. You just go through all the concepts.
Okay.
Okay. In next class, right? We are going to see Java.
Okay.
So we are going to stop the selenium at this point now.
Okay.
Okay. So after completing the Java, then again we will be focusing on Selenium WebDriver.
Okay.
Okay. So Selenium RC, right? No need to focus on Selenium RC because it is outdated. Nowadays, no one is using Selenium RC. It is very
Okay.
old component. So not a old component, actually it has a lot of drawbacks. So Selenium RC we are not using now. We are using fully Selenium WebDriver. So
Okay.
after completion of Java, we'll focus on Selenium WebDriver. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. From tomorrow we will see the Java.
Okay.
So before that, you just learn all those things. Okay.